Hello guys, this is a bit of a different video, much more different than my normal videos, which is normally gameplay videos. Today we are just talking, I'm just talking to you guys right now. Earlier today, this is my first time actually getting on and seeing any of this news, but we are about a week and a half away from the launch of Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019. That's just what I'm gonna call it. It's Modern Warfare 2019, just that way it doesn't get mixed up with Modern Warfare from 2007, 8, 9, or 2006, 7, something like that. And Modern Warfare 2019. That's just my way of separating them. But let's go ahead and get right into it. This is my first time seeing this news. I've heard a little bit about it, but I actually just went in I just looked at some stuff and whatnot, and I looked at some stuff and I saw Joel, one of the producers of Modern Warfare, he stated, then he came out, that Infinity Ward is not focused on supply drops currently. And now keep in mind, I did say currently. Those were his words, not mine. They said that they were not focused on supply drops currently, basically, to sum it up. And to me, going from the beta and seeing that you unlocked supply drops in the beta, and then now with them coming out and saying that they're not working on supply drops, means one of two things for me. First, either whip-de-freaking do, because honestly I was never a fan of the supply drop system. When it was first introduced back in like Advanced Warfare, it was decent, but it wasn't, it still wasn't as refined as it could be. And ever since Advanced Warfare, it has honestly just gone downhill with the supply drop system. But yeah, that's point number one. That's going to be amazing if there is no supply drops, because then that means that we will be able to get weapons and stuff like that, weapons and rare camos and stuff like that. They won't be locked behind paywalls and stuff like that. Number two, what that also means for me though, is this is another train of thought that I have, is if they're not, because like I said, currently, that's the word you got to keep in mind, currently, meaning that later on down the road they may be coming out with supply drops. And they always say this, like Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, they always say that everything that's in supply drops will be cosmetic only. For you to go from a whole basically month and a half ago saying that there will be supply drops in the game, yes, they know about the supply drops. They said about a month and a half ago that yes, they know about the supply drops will be in the game, but there will only be cosmetics. We've been told that everything will be only cosmetic based since Advanced Warfare, and clearly it was not just cosmetic based. It was always something that players always wanted, that was locked behind those paywalls, that either you had to grind the game basically your whole entire life to try to get those things, or you had to pay to still try to get those things. And I've never been a fan of the supply. I used to be a fan of the supply drops back in like Advanced Warfare, because in Advanced Warfare the supply drops, the weapons that you got, it was guaranteed, you were almost guaranteed to get some fairly good weapons from the supply drops. Well, weapon variants from the supply drops, not necessarily weapons until DLC weapons came out, but DLC weapons still came by fairly often, and there weren't too many DLC weapons in Advanced Warfare for that to be actually a problem. But later on in the years, such as Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4, Infinite Warfare did it the best probably, where you could just unlock the weapon by playing the game, and you didn't have to worry about them in supply drops. Infinite Warfare definitely did the best with it. But Black Ops 3, World War II was another version that it kinda did it good, where you could still try to purchase the thing, but then there's always still that chance to get a variant of that weapon in the supply drops and whatnot. And World War II and Infinite Warfare, they did the best with it. Treyarch didn't necessarily do so good with it with Black Ops 3 and Black Ops 4. They had the most amount of DLC weapons, I believe, that come out, especially Black Ops 3, for example, had the most amount of DLC weapons that come out in the past like 5 years or so, and every single one of them literally just about every single one of them was locked behind paywalls, and you had to get them from supply drops and whatnot. Right now, I'm kind of leaning more to the side where I'm leaning more to that whole currently situation right now, where they're more focused on the game right now, and then later on down the road there will be supply drops. And honestly, that kind of terrifies me. And same goes for a lot of other YouTubers and other players in the Call of Duty community, because you know, we want to be able to experience the full game, and you can't necessarily experience the full entire game if things are consistently locked behind paywalls. Honestly, Modern Warfare definitely has the potential to topple a lot of Call of Duty games. A lot of older Call of Duty games have the potential to drop down because of Modern Warfare being so realistic and whatnot. And yeah, and with them saying that they were going to constantly be implementing new weapons that everybody had access to, and then for them to say that they were going to have supply drops, and now a month and a half down the road to where we are now, which is about a week and a half away from game launch, for them to say that they're not working on supply drops and they're not focused on supply drops, that's a good thing. But at the same time, with that whole currently situation, you never know when it will happen. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that real quick. Let me know which side you're on. Are you happy that there's not going to be supply drops? I'm pretty sure a majority of people are going to be happy that there's no supply drops. Are you happy that they're saying no supply drops in the game? Which, let's be real here, we can't blame Treyarch, Sledgehammer, Infinity Ward. It's all Activision. Activision has the final say on what happens to the game. And if they say supply drops are implemented and we're going to lock everything behind supply drops, chances are that's not Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer, or Treyarch that are saying that. That's Activision who's locking everything up. Are you on the side of yay, no supply drops, or are you on the side like, and there's still the possibility of supply drops, but if they're not working on it right now, at least I'll be able to enjoy the game for what it is for right now. Next thing I wanted to talk about, Battle Pass system. I heard that Battle Pass and also leveling in the game. Each weapon will be able to get to max level of 80, so that's what I believe, probably like 80 different attachments nearly for every single weapon. So trying to max out every single weapon, that's definitely going to be a grind. That's what I plan on doing. My original plan was to master prestige all the way through, but they've changed it. They say that they're changing it from the way that leveling used to be in the older Call of Duties, where you would level up to a certain level, max out that final level, and then prestige, and then you go reset all the way back down to 1, and then you get to keep on going all the way until you get to max prestige. They said it's different this year. So basically what it is that you can get all the way up to level 55, which is the max level, and then each season there will be a reset on your level. But if you hit level 55, you can go further than that. I believe it was up to like level 160 or something, I can't remember. And then at the end of the season, it'll reset you back down. I think probably if you hit 160, it'll probably reset you back down to 55. But I don't really know how it's gonna work yet. I have to look some more into that and whatnot, but that's all I heard, and that's what I kind of understood of it. I'm not sure, don't quote me on that one though, but I think that's how the leveling is going to be for this upcoming Call of Duty. Another thing I wanted to talk about is, back to the gun leveling. Like I said, there's supposed to be about 80. There's going to be up to 80 levels per gun, which is way more, unless the attachments cap out at a certain level or whatnot. But they said there's going to be about 30 to 60 different attachments per gun, and if the level cap for guns is 80, then we're looking at a potential of about 80 attachments per gun. And with the fact that there's no more pick 10 system, you only get 5 different attachments on your primary, 5 different attachments on your secondary, and all that stuff. I'll get into the tips and tricks for what you should use during the launch of the game. That's another video, that's a different topic for a whole another video, but still, with there being a max level of 80 or going up towards 80 for your weapons, you're looking at about nearly 80 attachments, so you have a whole lot of options for your weaponry and your choice of how you wish to play it. I will touch on more of the weapon class setups and stuff like that in a different video. That video will definitely be coming out probably on day of launch or maybe 2 or 3 days before launch, just so that way it can stay fresh in people's memory. That's when I will touch on that one. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I talked about everything I needed to talk to you guys about. Supply drops, definitely a good thing from what we're hearing from Joel, that they're not working on supply drops right now, currently I should say, but also we could potentially still be seeing supply drops coming in the future. I don't really know. If I was a betting man, and if I had $100,000 right now and I was to bet that we're getting supply drops, I'm more than likely betting on getting supply drops, because there's just pretty good chance that we're gonna get them still. That's it, really. I said everything I need to say for this video. You guys saw that I have some Modern Warfare. It's some Modern Warfare beta playing in the background of me commentating. In a different video, like I said, I will be talking on some of the attachments, perks, kill streaks, and all that types of stuff. I will be talking about that stuff in a different video, and I'm going to release that later on. But I needed to get this one out. Today's date of me, as of me recording this, it is the 12th, I think. What is it? Oh no, it's the 14th as of me recording this, and we had got this news I think earlier today as of the 14th, or last night on the 13th. That's of me recording this. But yeah, we are a week and a half away. The hype train is really starting to pick up. Everything is going crazy with the gaming community as a whole. Fortnite ended. Modern Warfare is a week and a half away, and as well as that, that's pretty much it, you know. So hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, peace out, y'all. Bye.
Okay, it's childish, can't be no homegirl, drop it like the NASDAQ. Move white girls like this coat up my ass crack. Move black girls, cause man, fuck it, I'll do either. I love pussy, I love bitches, dude, I should be running Peter in Adidas with some short shorts. B-O-O all over me, my green is where it's supposed to be. Your green is in my grocery. This Asian dude, I stole his girl, and now he got that Koji beef, my dick is